Yo, what's up, YouTube? My name is Traker Sims, and this is formerly famous. Look, this is a big day. Very first video on the channel, so I wanted to start it off right. If you enjoy the content, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and tell the world, man, screaming from the mountaintops. In lieu of the Elvis movie that just came out, I wanted to do a video about Elvis. And I found this one, Elvis Presley in the black community. Now, this is a video that was done by, I believe, let me look it up. It was a video done by Foxhole Music 76. Now, this video is about 10 years old. And to be quite honest with you, man, Elvis has been a controversial figure. You know, a lot of people believe he stole from black music, and you know, if he didn't have black music to steal from, he wouldn't be Elvis, and a lot of things. There's a video Ray Charles did kind of talking about, you know, he was unimpressed with Elvis. There's a video that Quincy Jones, floating around with Quincy Jones, where he had some things to say about Elvis. So listen, in the comments, tell me what you think. 1, do you think Elvis stole from the black community? 2, do you think Elvis is the greatest? Let's get into the video.
I thought he was a very beautiful, and still is, a very
Al Green, monster. Come on.
beautiful person, and his memory shall probably forever live on.
Well, you ain't another corner rabbit. You ain't no friend of mine. There is no room in this city for the vulgar performances of Elvis Presley.
It's shocking. I watched him gyrate his legs and swivel his hips. And our parent-teachers group feels he should not be on television.
We've set up a 20-man committee to do away with this vulgar, animalistic, nigger rock and roll bop. Our committee will check with restaurant owners and the cafes to see what Presley records is on their machines, and then ask them to do away with them.
You've learned anything from the criticism leveled at you?
No, I haven't.
You haven't, huh?
Because I don't feel that I'm doing anything wrong.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time.
You know, that's a big thing, right? Was he doing something wrong? Was he doing something wrong? I got some thoughts on that, man. Like, I don't know. Cause look, I've been an artist for a long time, and a singer for a long time, whatever you want to call it. And I have influences. There are people that shaped me as an artist. Certainly back when I was doing it on a professional level, people shaped my performance. They shaped my voice. They shaped my writing. They shaped my everything. Right. So was he doing something wrong? Tell me what you think.
Rock and roll has got to go. And go it does at KWK. We're all through playing rock and roll records. This week is record-breaking week here at KWK. And after this week, no more rock and roll will be played on the air.
The obscenity and vulgarity of the rock and roll music
Hey, these people be hot nowadays. Oh my God.
is obviously a means by which the white man and his children can be driven to the level with a nigger. It is obviously nigger music.
Everybody mostly turned him down. And because first thing, he had Negroes' ways. This is what they didn't, really at that time, they didn't want to accept.
Stevie Wonder. Come on, man.
Black performers, and he, in essence, because of at that particular time, the kind of backwards mental capability that many people had as judging a person because of the color of their skin is somewhat still does exist. But back then it was
somewhat
worse, and he actually, because of him being a Caucasian brother, he was able to do away with that whole thing.
The 77-year-old Early Wright, a disc jockey at radio station WROX in Clarksdale for 45 years.
Hi there. Pleasant good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How do you do? This is your soul man to be with you until I get through. I want you to stand by. Don't have no fear. Following Jay's show, should I play one like this one from out of here? Elvis Presley.
Elvis's songs still get good play on Wright's program among the blues, gospel, and
Bars.
jazz recordings that are its staples. It was almost 40 years ago when Elvis drove down to Clarksdale from Memphis with a record and asked him to play it.
And I had been playing his record, and I had never seen him before, and I was amazed to see him. When he introduced himself to being Elvis Presley, then I went all the pieces over. Then he and I started talking. I used to be the manager of a gospel group called the Four-Star Quartet, and I could listen to a man sing a hymn. I could listen to a man sometime talk. I did that. And I could pick him out whether he could fit in my group. And talking to Elvis Presley, I could see a great future in him.
It's no accident that Wright recognized Elvis's strong gospel roots. Here at the East Trigg Baptist Church in Memphis, older members of the congregation remember Elvis joining in with the choir while in high school. These were rousing sessions led by the charismatic pastor, the Reverend W. Herbert Brewster.
Like most black people in the South, and to whose throat God has pressed down a harp of 1,000 strings, it only needed tuning. Elvis's voice was that type of voice that agreed with the thought of Calvary. He had that kind of bent and inclination and attitude that suggested that God could use him. I gave the music a different approach, a new beat.
Listen, I grew up in the Southern church, right? So
I knew that it wasn't going to hurt if I said, "Much Jesus bear the cross alone," whether I've said with one beat, two beat, whether I've said it high or low. And I told them, "Come on in here and put your stuff together." They came in here, and it was a glorious experience, and Elvis was in that group.
Elvis came out with a style of his own, and it was very creative. And once he got into it, and you got that feel, Elvis just took off like a late freight. And with Elvis doing this kind of music, gave an injection to black music that no other artist had ever done.
It was like an earthquake in my neighborhood. The whole place was shaking when he came on. And I said, how did a person possess that kind of power? That it even comes off the TV and grabbed me in this ghetto neighborhood.
Elvis took my Tutti Frutti, and I was very disgusted. But by him singing it, he really made it bigger and made me bigger.
During those days, if it was a white artist doing something, they would just say, they don't like our blacks and we don't like them either. He's nothing but a copycat. But Elvis Presley, when he came on, chicks was screaming and going crazy, and it was like in any other neighborhood. And I said, this guy's got something going, man.
Elvis had something that made him sound like he truly meant it, and that's what made a lot of people like myself like him.
I think Elvis had lots of soul. He appealed to black people. He definitely had to have soul in order to do that.
I think there's ever been an artist that when...
Sammy Davis does not get the credit he deserves. He does not get the credit he deserves. One of the absolute greatest, man. Greatest. Hot take. He was the best one in the Rat Pack. Fight me.
His name went on the marquee. They knew he was coming. People came from all over the world. I never heard of that.
Elvis did a lot of stuff that, rappers do these days.
He had the bling. You gotta have the bling when you're from Memphis.
He had the bling, he had a Cadillac, he had like a gangster in him. As the snow flies on a cold and gray Chicago morning, a poor little baby child is born in the ghetto.
The song also resonates with people who've only met Elvis through his songs.
Elvis talking about the hood, they talking about where we come from.
Paul Beauregard and Jordan Houston are the Oscar-winning rap duo 3 6 Mafia. They grew up just 2 blocks from Great.
I won't lie, I didn't see 3 6 Mafia coming. Yeah.
Graceland in one of Memphis's poorest neighborhoods.
I want a CD scratcher.
My mom used to always listen to this song when I was young. He talk about, things that she went through. She had my mom had a bunch of kids, like 9 kids. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get somebody to listen to your song. You talk about what they know about and what they want to hear. And she know about the ghetto, because, she lived in the ghetto.
The ghetto.
That's it. Once we have all that ready, you know, we load it into the drum machine and then pay out.
Yeah, so look, some thoughts, right? I think Little Richard probably to me had the best quote in the video where he said, yo, when he took Tutti Frutti, I was pissed, but it made the song bigger and it made Little Richard bigger, right? So my frustration is not that, you know, Elvis exists or Elvis, you know, found a lane and, you know, that Elvis steal and all of that stuff. Again, you have influences. I'm all right with that being Elvis's influence. The thing that makes me mad to this day is when the black artists who originate these things aren't given the credit, right? So that's the other side of this, right? But if you notice, a lot of the black artists from that time, they got great appreciation for Elvis. I think you can do both. I think you can, you know, you can appreciate Elvis. Truth be told, Elvis is one of the greatest to ever do it. Period. From a talent standpoint, from a presence standpoint, from a charisma standpoint, and then from a commercial standpoint, one of the greatest to ever do it, right? What people don't realize about the music industry or being an artist is this very thing. And I think it's one of the reasons why nowadays people don't last as long as they used to, right? We argue about how music is consumed and how people have shorter attention spans and those things. But the truth is, the best artists, the greatest artists, they understand that this is a multifaceted thing. You may have the charisma, you may have the looks, but you don't have the stage presence. You may have the stage presence and the looks, but you can't sing, or you can't, you know, you don't have the talent. You might have the talent and have none of the other things, right? It is a total package thing, and I gotta give Elvis credit for this. He figured it out, man. He figured it out, regardless of what you think. So the conversation can still go on about are the black artists that he was influenced by, if they got the credit that they deserve? Probably not. But the truth of the matter is, you know, that's the story we should be telling. Let's talk about the influences and let's put the spotlight on them, right? If we can do that, then we you know, things change. Look, I think Elvis is, again, one of the greatest to ever do it. And I think this is a conversation that needs to be had and probably needs to, you know, I think we got to stop fighting about it. And I think we can come to an understanding. And I think we got to start propping those people up, right? That came before and that were great influences. So anyway, look, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, share. We got some cool things planned in the future, but we're also trying to build something. This is our road to 1,000 subscribers. So please, again, please hit that subscribe button and like this video. We got to satisfy the algorithm. My name is Tracy Sims, and this is Formerly Famous. In the ghetto.